And we return on this super day. We don't have everybody because, sports ball. So that doesn't stop us because we know it's important. The thing we get to do every 2 weeks. So, when we last left off, you guys had just had an encounter with the Raven King, who gave you a map for uh, what appears to be a tomb in the, or a location of one of the seals that is in a swamp that's a few weeks travel for you. And you were preparing to actually, yes, now everybody's making Waterboy references, and I love you both for it. So give yourselves each a plot point. I'm
Use
not
so
even
many teeth
reading
and
it. I
toothbrush.
don't even have to read it all. I just know it.
You've been leaving me here with no company except Stave?
Okay, so
I'm sorry, I'm done.
so like I said, we're down some people, so we're gonna we're gonna do more of the overland adventure. So that means, hey, it's the next day. You've been preparing. What do you want to do? You're still in the city, the ruined city. That is the new name of Wildom. It's
Okay.
been renamed the City of Ruins because
Okay.
that's all that's left. Bugger, last time you saw him, was headed for the ruins of the castle because he wanted to take his imaging orb to go get a picture of him on the rack. So he flew away.
Uh, that 2 week time frame or whatever. This is the last end of it, right?
Yeah, this is like a couple days after that. So the
Okay. So
plans you told
this.
me about can now officially be in effect.
Okay. Cool. Is Michael around anywhere?
Did any of that? For some reason, my voice just went to red.
I just lost you too. So okay, hold on.
Yeah, you were coming in a little bit roboty, but I think you said that you didn't hear anything we just said.
Oh.
Because we're professionals here.
Or at least we try to be.
Yes, we try.
We
We try so hard for your entertainment and
so
our
hard.
personal amusement.
Mm.
Probably more our personal amusement.
Yeah, Kyle has no bars. I don't know how to fix that.
On the phone, I
Can you
have
hear
no
me
clue.
now?
So
You could try restarting your Discord. Or disconnecting and reconnecting your internets.
okay, so we're gonna give him a chance. So Danny, or I'm sorry, mystery player. While he's rebooting that, I will just say that the dude is still in town. So this is like,
Okay.
right before you've spoken to him or right as you've spoken to him and he's still gathering up. I don't know what he has to gather. He travels with everything on his back, but he was still preparing to leave. So
Okay.
you can talk to him while he's there. You can talk to
Okay.
Bugger
He
then.
was planning. I thought Bugger was taking selfies in the castle.
Yes, but that does. I mean, you can talk to Bugger about things.
Oh.
I'm just saying he's still in town.
Okay.
Now it works.
Okay, cool. We lost
Just
you
had to
on
take off your
video, but
camera.
we'll take sound over. We'll take sound over video because that's somewhat important to our. So.
I'll reclose my lunch.
Yeah. In that case,
Plus, plus our viewer numbers might be so low because my face is so ugly.
I show myself all the time, and
I mean, I don't have a kitten that I can show off anymore, but I have a stuffed animal. Does that count?
Well, you have to do it as advertising. You can't do it, in the middle because nobody sees it. So, you have to go on Twitter and share the cats and say, They won't be here, but we have other things to show. But anyway, but here's what we do have. You just spoke to the dude, and he's gathering up everything.
He's gonna be moving up north.
Yes.
Okay.
And I have that on the map as the farming village, which is soon going to be renamed as Nest Village. Once we can get merchandising, I have those shirts that I've been put online, and there's a link to that, I believe, under Twitch, and I know there will be one on YouTube.
I want one of the magical as fuck shirts.
That's magical AF because we run on YouTube mostly.
Merchandising.
Anyway, let's not pimp the merchandise. Well, actually, I mean, I always want to pimp the merchandise. I need more merchandise. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I want to fund this program. I want to be able to get. I want to get more stuff for these games. But the dude is getting ready for his trip to Nest Village.
Okay.
Bugger is doing whatever it is Bugger does on a daily basis. Usually.
Do we want to know what he does on a daily basis, though?
Well, yes and no. It's sort of like having a volcano around. Eventually it's going to erupt. You would like to know sooner, but at the same time, you don't really want to go stick your head in to find out.
True. Okay. If Michael is alive, I'm going to go try to find him.
He is alive.
Okay. Probably helping people somewhere or whatever.
Yep.
Hopefully not tormenting Tavi when I find him.
No, he's not gonna be tormenting Tavi. He actually likes Tavi. That's why he keeps his interaction to a minimum with him, because
actually
doesn't want to
you
torture
don't
that
even
poor
see
kid.
him around the town today.
Huh. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, he survived for a number of years taking care of the kids, so he can probably continue taking care of himself. Mm-hmm. Or something ate him, and that's why you don't see him. Both are possibilities.
Before we head out, can we see Can we go find Tabby?
That works.
You're going to need to do a little bit of searching for that. Let's call those... whichever let's do it as a little bit of a skill test. Whichever item on you think will be most useful in tracking him down, I'll let you each make those tests.
I mean, I have a 5 perception, so I don't know.
Okay, you can fly up ahead up into the air and look around. No, he's not in the main parts of the city.
Got to check around the outer parts of the city, yelling out for him, trying to see if there's any news.
Hold on, before I start shouting, Michael, why are you trying to find Tabby?
Just to make sure that he's okay.
I mean, I think he's okay. I mean, he's pissed off, rightfully.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's definitely a kid that can take care of himself.
There's no question to that, but...
He's honestly not even really a kid, so...
Yeah, he's bordering on 18 now.
If there was still a military, they'd probably be trying to recruit him.
I'm not talking physically okay. I'm talking psychologically okay.
Are any of us psychologically okay right now?
Fuck no, but at least we should try to make sure that the kids are all right.
I think they're about as all right as they're going to get. Tabby's handled himself this far, and can I be brutally honest with you for like a second?
When aren't you?
He doesn't like us, so he's not gonna spread his feelings on a platter for us.
I'm not asking him to. I'm just trying to make sure.
I think he's okay. I know what you're trying to do, and it's a good thing. But I think pushing the issue onto somebody that fucking hates you is not a good thing. We saw him, he's alive, and if anything, you can ask around the city, because it's probably a common face now.
Alright, I'll go around and ask a few people if they've seen Tabby about.
Okay, that reminds me, Christina was going to be traveling with the dude, so you know she's protected.
Okay, good. That was going to be my next question.
Sure, just give me a charisma check.
Can I assist him?
Sure.
Can I do it as persuasion?
Okay.
Yeah, you didn't need my help. Never mind.
Well, I'm still. It's
Fucking
still
plus
Michael.
15. Fuck you, Bards.
Michael almost gets a negative for some of the way he phrases things at times. So, but people are a little bit afraid of angering the angel, so they are quick to tell you like this. They've seen him around today.
Where exactly did you see him?
He was running some supplies up to what was left of the castle. They don't even understand why, because they didn't understand. It was mostly junk. But he's coming back. He'll grab like a cart. He'll get some of the other orphans to help him, and they're just taking random stuff that nobody, like rubble up there, and nobody's stopping them because they don't care about the rubble.
I fly up to the castle.
About half of it is missing. But you see a sign that is like on the outer gates that says testing area, stay out. Unless you're invulnerable, then please see us about testing.
Oh, bummer.
Oh, fuck. I fly down to start seeing where Bugger's lab is at.
Okay, that needs to be more of a investigation. Like I said, the place is honestly pretty messed up. Trevor, however, knows about some of the more underground areas than Michael does. So he immediately finds the stairways that were more like a service entrance, and very quickly.
Why are you going that way?
Very quickly locates some kids that are running around moving stuff. And that's when you start to hear, okay, tell me how this one works.
I just kind of look sideways at Michael.
And a second later, there's a crash.
Oh.
I see nothing bad coming about from this new joint venture.
No, not really. Keeps everybody out of trouble.
Yeah.
Well, regular trouble.
I start moving towards the lab.
Okay.
Towards the loud crash?
Yeah.
The kids will mostly get out of your way because, again, you're an interesting pair on a normal day, and you haven't been normal in a while.
Ever?
But eventually, you see Octavian in his were-rat form, and Bugger is loading things into some kind of a contraption, and because I don't think you guys really know too much about the magical side of things, you don't really know how he builds his equipment. Oh, and Octavian is at least wearing armor, but it has a lot of holes in it. Okay, we're going to try increasing the speed a little bit. Let me know if you
Bugger.
feel anything. What? Oh, hey. Oh, are you here about testing? We don't. Let me grab some forms. Now,
No,
we're
just
not paying
just-
right
just-
now, so it's only the satisfaction of increasing the arcane arts.
No, Bugger, we're just checking on you.
Oh, I'm fine, thanks. Now,
Satisfied, Michael?
he goes over and pulls a lever, and a bunch of stuff goes flying at the were-rat.
Oh shit.
Make sure I'm not in
When's-
projectile range.
No, you were definitely on Bugger's side of things.
I wince visibly as I hear this stuff smack into the kid.
Yeah, there's at least 3 new holes in it, and he's pulling out a piece of a broken steel. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is going to take down anybody you fire it at. That's tested by turning it around and trying it on the intruders.
I
Okay.
step behind Michael. Be like,
All right.
Bugger's just saying, well, look, I only got to throw this together last night, so we're really going to need to up his firing potential if we want to take out adventurers or armies of adventurers.
Why not infuse it with a fireball? That way, when the shrapnel hits, as soon as it does, it detonates.
Do you have a spare fireball?
No,
exactly
but
what
have a
I thought.
shot.
Now, why don't you? I've never been too clear on what it is you guys do, but why don't you let me worry about the devastation, because I know how to cause devastation.
that is very true. So are you just like building a defense system or something, Bugger? Just out of curiosity.
He kind of thinks about it for a second.
I mean, I'm not going to disapprove.
I'm just,
I'm really in no place to tell you.
it's
what
more
you
of an
can and can't do,
offensive
so
system.
That's fair. Hey, Michael, why don't you try it out? See how it works on more like exotic beasts.
Michael
Bugger's
just
like,
gives a very
that will
very
barely help
blank
out my
face to
data.
Trevor.
It'll help out his data. And you can kick my ass later.
Tevi looks at him like, you haven't been taking any notes, because we have everything we need by the holes in the armor. If it'll put holes in armor, it'll put holes through people.
Mm-hmm.
That's basic
That's
science.
That's
This is why
pretty sound. Oh god.
This is why Miss Tink hates you, isn't it? Yes. But she's not here right now, so we could have all the fun stuff.
I send a message of sending to Tink, pretty much going, Bugger's got Tavi helping him.
Yeah, I know.
I love Tink.
And Bugger will just kind of point into the corner. It's like, yeah, we got a talking stone. I just turned it off. Tevi's like, no, you just said to mute her in. Bugger's eyes get a little bit wide at that.
Well, Bugger, you have fun. Just don't burn down the rest of what's left. I mean, I can't stop you if you do, so. Try not to hurt anybody that doesn't deserve it.
You get a very confused look on his face at that point. Like,
Who doesn't deserve it? Well, I mean, you're going to have to be the judge of that, because I'm not your mom, so.
He holds up a hand and goes over and hits some runes on the talking stone. Oh, trust me. We're going to make sure that everyone who deserves it gets hurt.
Michael, I think that's our cue to leave.
Yep, let's go.
Now, let's see what happens when we set everything on fire before we shoot it.
Bye!
Infuse it with a fireball.
We can't... Do you know anything about my works? No, you already said you don't.
You managed to make a bomb that is essentially 1,000 magic missiles.
Yeah, I'm going to need to get that hauled in here. Hey, Tavi, can you have some of your friends go bring that in?
Tavi, he's been messing around with the switch on it, so the timer is going to be vastly off from what he says it is. We don't even know how much time is left on it. So be careful.
And Bugger is looking for flammables, and Tavi is having an argument with him regarding that.
I trust this relationship. I don't know what's possessing me to trust it, but I trust it.
I don't know. You failed a wisdom check there.
You know what? I'm just gonna hit wisdom and see what it is. Because my wisdom is 0. Exactly. I trust it. It's perfect.
Just make sure that they don't kill each other.
They turned off Tink's talking stone.
I feel like there's a reason that Tink is in her bunker, and maybe we should think about getting our own bunker at this point.
Bunkers aren't going to save you.
I can hope. No, I can't.
No, we can. We can hope. And that's why we're doing what we're doing.
Yep. Speaking of doing what we're doing, let's walk and talk.
Why do I get the strange feeling that this is going to end up with a palm at the back of my head?
No. But I might have done some things without you the past week.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Like I went to talk to my brother again. And midst of the conversation, I kind of had this thought, like, that city where a certain friend of mine lives right now could use some protection, and a certain sibling of mine might need a new purpose, or a new path, or, that kind of thing. So I may or may not have sent Randolph up north.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope that what you have planned for him works.
Well, I mean, he's already on the move, or he might already be there by now, so, I mean, hey, it worked.
He might either try to become an all-powerful dictator over it, or it might actually get through to him, depending upon if he sees what is going on.
You do realize my brother's not an evil bastard, right? I mean, he's not, a princess by any means, but who is?
All people have the ability to do vastly evil things. That's why you trust the person, you do not trust the demon inside them.
But what is the definition of evil? Like, we just came from a living hellhole of evil. My brother, compared to that, nah. I mean, he may have made some poor decisions, but he's a soldier. A soldier needs to have a purpose, and he was in command. When you have to make those decisions, I mean, it can change a person.
Your brother, do you not remember the discussion that your brother was having with you while I was there? The entire thing of, I need to take over and start weeding out the weak. I need to enforce raw justice with as cruel an intent as possible. That actually is quite evil. Justice without compassion does not teach the lesson that is there for the law.
Maybe. But he was also looking for guidance at that point.
I hope that he finds it there. I just
And those
also
weren't
hope.
his exact words either, by the way. You just heard what you wanted to hear because you were pissed off at him, which I understand. But I'm going to tell you this in the nicest possible way that I can muster. Stay away from him.
Wasn't intending to go anywhere near him.
Good. We have an understanding. No matter what. Agreed?
I like the fact that you are so concerned about your brother. I'm also very much liking the fact that you're so concerned about my own well-being, because in a one-on-one fight, which would definitely happen if I saw him again, he would probably smother me against a wall in very large chunks. You don't have to tell me, though. I've proven my point in my own mind that he really needs to start showing respect. He
But that's
probably
also
still
that.
won't.
Well, I mean,
But
that's not. I'm not trying to start an argument. I was just informing you of my actions.
yes, I could care less about what your brother does, just so long as he's not, enforcing tyrannical law. And causing suffering.
Mm-hmm. So the swamp.
So where's our first stop?
Well, it's going to be, like I said, a fairly long travel because on the map here, this sword right over here where I'm marking, that's a swamp. So that's a long ways to travel.
Oh, that's south. Okay.
Well, I've always sort of thought of this as the north side up here.
No, I mean the farming village. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I thought that
it's
was north.
fine.
My
It's
bad.
not like I really classified directions on this map. So
Okay.
anyway, yeah, you need to be able to travel basically through all this to get to here, and then, or go straight across, which I don't recommend because that's a lot of open water. And
Unless we have a boat, but
yeah, so you're gonna still need to get some boats, or you can occasionally you can go directly over the water with your Pegasus and your wings, but just know that again, that's a lot of extra travel. But for the most part, you guys, I'm not really going to challenge your ability to hunt. And if I'm right, Michael said that he had the Magnificent Mansion spell.
Yep.
Okay, so food really isn't going to be a problem, and you can hunt along the way, and therefore have things you can trade to people with a boat to do some travel. So you can basically start heading along, and I am trying to find some of the items that I had in my notes here. I'm sure I'll find. I think I found the majority of them. So basically, we can just do some rolls for some of your travel time. But I think that yeah, the first few days are going to be pretty calm for you guys, really.
before we get too far, Michael, is there anything else you wanted to do in this area before we moved on?
Not particularly. I mean,
Uh-huh.
money's kind of useless right now, and I don't think buying supplies at a place like this is going to mean much, because unless they have a glut of healing potions, which I doubt, because of the fact that the entire continent's been shattered apart, we've got enough healing between the two of us to be able to do anything.
Hopefully. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna ride my pig.
Let's see.
All
Okay.
right.
So I'm going to say let's do this a little bit of a skill test again. Whatever roll you want to make while you're traveling, I'll let you know what you see along the way.
Definitely perception.
Although, repeated failures will result in probably the more interesting of the events. All right, so yeah, for the first couple days, there's nothing too out of the ordinary. You probably do see, a few people who were either their homes weren't ransacked, destroyed, or they're rebuilding. And again, there's probably a little bit of wildlife around. So let's go ahead and do another check. Oh, because this is a skill test, you can't use the same test repeatedly. So you do need to change this up.
Fuck. I don't know. There.
Okay. Michael's. Well, I'm not telling you to do what to do or what not to do.
Perception is my highest skill.
Yeah, that's why I don't want you using it all the time.
That's not strength related.
All right.
Why are you heading over that way, Trevor? It's to your right, not
I
that
saw an
way.
interesting looking
That
bird.
way
I got
leads-
distracted.
That way leads to a large dragon nest.
I mean, one that my uncle met.
I'm gonna say, Mike, Trevor, you know full well there has not been a dragon seen here in, like 150 years.
I'm gonna call bullshit on that, because my uncle hates dragons.
I'm just saying there's the remnants of one over there. Things tend to like to hide out in those big hollow spaces they leave behind.
I mean, I have read stories about dragon graveyards. They're actually supposed to be pretty cool. But that's not why we're here. This way, I don't.
Okay. Give me a different type of check.
Oh, good.
Just one second. I cannot find my big book at NPCs.
You're asking possible.
Alright, I'm just going to have to pull up something else because I can't find what I wanted from there. And that's the problem about making all these notes. I had some really good things, and now I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Where were they all found at? Okay.
I wasn't laughing at you. I discovered my style.
No, it's just the nuisance of I misplaced like one PDF or something, and I know basically who some of these people were, but it was going to be a lot neater to like be able to pull up their actual books and have some things like that. But anyway, as you're traveling, are you just flying over everything, or are you walking?
Probably a combination of the two, because I don't want to tire out my horse.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
I'm sure even Michael can't fly indefinitely.
I figure it goes with the usual, like 8 hours or so. Otherwise, you're pushing it. But that's the same for overland travel. So, as you're walking along the road, you do come across a spot where the path has got a large tree in the way. You guys don't really have a cart, but still, you do see a gentleman who is standing on the tree, and it says, "Ah, travelers, I realize that this is a bit of an inconvenience for you, but, well, I'm sure that I have some friends here and a couple of more people step out of the trees who could assist
Oh
in
boy.
removing the slog from your path. We would need to ask for some compensation for this effort, though.
I look at Michael.
Oh Lord! I start looking over the tree to see if it actually is like chopped down and placed into it, or if there's any sort of rope marks around the bark. And
Uh, Give me a quick check for that.
Can I make an insight check on this guy to see if
Yes,
he's
you can.
pretty
Michael,
sure he's just like a brigand or
with that
something?
right there, you do see Uh, Michael, you do see that this has a bit of a contraption on it. It's fairly well hidden, but you see the marks where this can very easily be slid away if you know how to move it.
I take a moment to see exactly how it can be moved.
That's going to require you to actually get close to it. And I should point out that there's now a grand there's five people, two on each side and one in front.
Dear sir, may I have but a moment to see the log that passes that blocks our path before I take you up on your kind offer?
And then they pull out bows.
Yeah, I kind of like these odds.
Like, there's no need for you to dirty your hands, kind traveler. Allow us to do that.
Do any of them have spears on them?
No, they
Or
mostly just have hand crossbows and
Tell you what, we pass, you move on with your day, and I don't nail you to the trees for preying on people in times like this.
make an intimidation check. Okay,
I'm
hold
gonna
on.
use my three. No, you know what? I like that 16.
He kind of grins, lets out a whistle, and now there are 10 people. Or perhaps you should just leave all of your worldly possessions and try to find a more spiritual life somewhere.
Michael opens up his wings and stares at him with his silver eyes and goes, I don't think taking a more spiritual path is something that can be done in my sight.
Which route are you going here? Deception or intimidation?
You already rolled intimidation.
Intimidation.
Ah,
Of course, the angels more intimidating than me. Come on. I don't have a chance. I can hit things, maybe.
yeah. Unfortunately, though, sometimes scaring people just means that a few of them are going to shoot. And they got a couple of them got a natural 20. So some people have ran, some people got scared and shot. So, Michael, you are going to take uh, 16 on one crossbow, which sunk sort of in a spot without any armor. And you also need to make a constitution check or a constitution
Is
save.
is Michael within? Hold on, let me check my shit.
You guys would be standing close to each other, so. And I'm just going to be rolling the.
I'm just checking my paladin auras real quick.
I think we lost Kyle because he's having to type.
Whenever you or a friendly creature within 10 feet must make a saving throw, the creature gains a bonus to the saving throw equal to my charisma modifier. So if he's within 10 feet, he gets a +5 to that save. Oh, wait, was it just a check or a save?
It was a save.
Okay, so yeah.
Okay, so he's lost all of his connection, and we're gonna say that was because of the poison going into him. So Well, I'll remember how much damage he took. So, Trevor, do you want to act?
Yep.
There are 3 people left, and they are reloading their crossbows.
Is one of them the leader?
No, he bailed.
Oh, he
I-
bailed?
I said
I
some
need
people
to know.
ran.
I need
Okay.
to know. I need to know how much damage I actually took.
Yes. You took a grand total of 21 piercing, and you need to make a con save.
+5.
Okay.
11.
+5, so 16.
Yeah, which was enough to help him out. You are not poisoned. So, Trevor, it was your turn because you were here.
Okay. So the leader's gone, so
Yes.
I will.
You have 3 people.
I will cast spiritual weapon on one of the closer ones, in like the form of a lasso or something, and try
Okay.
to wrap it around
Okay. Make the attack for that.
them. Ooh.
Okay, and I'm going to give him obviously a chance to get out. Wow, these guys are rolling 20, so
Okay, that's
you're
fair.
not going to be able to grab them, but I'll let you do the damage.
Well, he takes 12. Why would that just be bludgeoning damage from a rope?
It's force damage actually.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
But they get their second round of attacks off, and Trevor, you get hit with a natural 20. So, I was even forgetting to pull the cards. So you only take 5 points of damage, and you still need to make the Constitution check or save. I mean,
And I get it at advantage because of my belt of dwarven awesomeness.
yes,
Constitution, right?
yes.
So that's also with my +10 because I'm a paladin. I mean
Okay,
+5, so
yeah. So
21.
you're not poisoned, and now it's Michael's turn. You have 3 targets.
How many of them can I hit with a single shatter?
I'm going to say they've sort of spaced themselves out. I'll let you have 2 of them.
I'm going to use Eldritch Blast then on all 3.
Okay.
Andy, just curious, do I recognize any of these people, or did I recognize the leader at all?
I'm honestly going to say no because I think they're just,
Alright.
You wouldn't know everybody in the entire country.
Right. I was just curious.
Yeah.
So the first one gets hit with 27, second gets hit with 18, and third gets hit with 24. Damage to the first one, if it does damage, is 9. Damage to the second one, if it does damage, is 10. Third one takes 1.
Yep. Marking down because you did hit them all. And now I'm going to just let them have both their attacks at the top of the turn. Which, Michael, what was your AC?
With the shield, it's yeah, it is stupidly like 20.
Okay. Because I'm going to say that now they're just coming at you with their swords. So one of them hits you with his short sword. So that's going to be. Oh no, it's a magical sword because it's the random guy I pulled up. You take 8 points of piercing damage, and 10 points of necrotic damage, and 10 points of poison damage.
Yeah.
Wow, those are pretty damn powerful swords. But the other 2 missed. Oh, wait a minute, that was only their first attack. They get 2 attacks per round. Okay, Trevor, you are going to take 8 points of piercing, 10 points of necrotic, and 10 points of poison, which you can knock down to 5. And it is Trevor's turn.
Okay, hold on. Do that one more time.
All right.
10 points of piercing.
No, 8 points of piercing, 10 points necrotic, 5 points of poison.
So, wow, that tickle.
Okay.
All right.
And now it
I'm
is
gonna-
your turn.
Move my spiritual weapon over to smack one of them.
Okay.
Then I will attack the other one.
Okay. That misses.
And
That
other one.
hits. And that hits. Okay. So grand total of 31. Okay. And Michael, it is your turn.
I'm going to step around him so that Trevor is right at my side, and I'm just going to cast Thunderwave so that it hits all of them at level 6.
Okay.
Oh,
What save did they need to make?
DC 18 Constitution.
Okay. One of them will make it.
So that one will take half of 38 and not get knocked back 10.
Okay.
So
19. And the others take 38. Okay, and 2 of them are knocked back. And it is their turn, so they're just going to now run straight for Michael. Wow, these guys are, they're getting a lot of natural 20s today.
Sentinel, please.
What does Sentinel do?
If somebody with an ally within 5 feet of me gets attacked by a melee attack, I can use my reaction to make an attack.
Okay, you can make an attack against one of them.
20.
Okay, that hit.
Total, not natural.
Yeah.
11.
Okay, I'll mark that down. And trying to see which one this is here. We're going to go with this one. Michael, you need to make a dexterity save for me. Okay. You don't get knocked down, but you do take 16 points of piercing damage, and then 20 of the other 2 combined. The other 2.
I'm down.
Okay. They are now. Wow, good grief! That die is a little bit off. Trevor, you're going to take 2 hits, so I'm just going to do all this damage up at once. You're going to take, let's see, 16 points of piercing, 20 necrotic, and 10 poison.
Can I move that to 5, or is that already half?
That was already halved. That was 2 attacks hitting you at once.
I'm still in triple digits, guys.
And it's your turn.
Alright, who looks the most hurt?
The guy you've
Besides
been hitting
Michael.
with the spiritual weapon.
Okay.
He's
Spiritual
pretty
weapon's gonna
bloody
hit
at this
him.
point. Okay, that one missed.
Okay. So then, how many people are around us?
There
If any.
are 3 guys attacking you. The others all
Okay,
ran.
I will attack the other 2.
Okay.
One on one and then one on the other.
And both of those will hit. All right. So that's going to be 14 and 11.
Is it a bonus action to attack with spiritual weapon?
Yes, it is.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Sorry, Michael. You'll be fine till next turn.
Okay. So they're each going to take their attacks on you. This time they don't hit. And
My AC is 20, by the way.
one of them will hit you. So 8 points piercing, 10 necrotic, 5 poison.
Okay, I'm in double digits now. I'm annoyed.
Okay, and it's your turn.
Okay. I will use my... Oh, hold on. I have... Oh, I thought I had healing word. Okay. I will... Jesus, I don't remember my shit. Okay, I will cure wounds on Michael
Okay.
at 3rd level.
So 16.
Wait, that only rolled as 1. There should be 2 more because I did it at 3rd level.
Yeah, you've got
So
the 10
3D,
is below
right?
the 6.
Oh, okay, I see. 16 then.
Okay.
Wow.
Was that
That's
your
pretty
action or
nice.
is that a bonus action?
That's my action.
Okay. So they're going to hit you again. At least they're going to try to. Two of
Bring it.
them will strike you.
Damn it. They brought it.
So grand total 16 piercing, 20 necrotic, 10 poison. And they're going to miss with their second attack, one of them taking a critical fail. Okay, can only attack with one hand next time. That really wasn't a problem for them. Okay, Michael, you will need to stand up, or you can attack from the ground, whichever is your preference. No, wait a minute. It was Trevor who went first. So, Trevor, you get to go, then Michael can.
I'm gonna lay hands on myself
Okay.
for my entire pool, so I'm gonna give myself 70.
Okay.
44 plus 70. 114. Okay, we good.
Okay. And that was your action?
Yep.
Okay. Michael.
I missed my action surge.
Yeah, I know. You gave up so much.
But I got so much.
I'm standing up, and then I cast Shatter behind them in such a way that it only hits those 3
Okay.
at level 5.
Okay.
Yeah, these guys have kind of pissed me off now.
All right. So 2 of them will make their save. So one of them takes a full 27. And the other 2 only half that. So.
And then I will chug as a bonus action a healing potion.
Okay. One of them's still in pretty good shape. One of them is very hurt. And one of them is starting to question life choices, but he still notices you're in worse shape. So. And let's see. Yes, now it's their turn. And one of them is going to hit Michael. Will 18 put you back down, Michael?
No.
Okay. Will the other 10 do it?
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to keep my math simple. So he's back down. So they aim for. Only one of them is going to hit you this time, Trevor. So.
Okay.
18 plus 5.
Okay.
I'm simplifying the math.
I did want to use Sentinel on the one that hit Michael.
Okay, you can do that.
I'm assuming the 31 hit.
Yes, 31 hit him. Okay.
15. And then I'm sorry. How much damage did I take? 18.
18 plus 5. I'm not that good at math. Okay, so that was a 15 to hit him, or 15 damage on him. I mean, so. Okay. And now it is your turn.
Okay. You bonus action to light up my sword.
Okay.
I'm not attacking with spiritual weapon this time. How
Okay.
many's left? 3?
You still have 3. One's very hurt. One's kind of hurt.
Okay.
One can still go toe to toe with you.
All right. The one that goes toe to toe and the one that's very hurt.
Okay.
I'm going to do 1 attack on each, and if they hit, I'm divine smite.
Okay.
So
Yep.
31. I don't hit with 13.
Okay. So we'll do the 31 first because you said you were hitting the strongest guy.
Yeah. So 13 plus 8 plus the divine smite.
All right. So that's 21 plus your divine smite. Add that in.
And I gotta double check my. 2d8 for first level. I'm gonna do it at second level, so 3d8.
Okay.
Plus 14.
Okay. Yep. Now he's feeling some pain. And
my 1. Be gentle.
As far as your 1, if you are holding a shield, you make a 14 strength saving throw. Okay.
Yep.
So just going to make sure on a failed save. Yeah, you're fine. So you kind of overextend a little bit. You almost throw your own shield, and Michael needs to make a save.
Do I hit him with?
So
Why didn't I make a save? I thought I brought him up.
Yeah, but then they hit him again because when you thunder wave, you become a very big target.
Michael, stop it.
Okay, Trevor, you're only going to get hit by 1 in the first round. So I'm trying to do the math up in my head. I think that's 23 points grand total. And another 23 for the second guy who will hit you.
I thought you said I only hit him once.
Well, they get
back to where I was.
Yeah. And now it's your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I pulled up some surprisingly powerful guys. Be glad you chased most of them off.
Yep. And now that my sword is lit up, I'm going to spiritual weapon the first guy I attacked last time.
Okay. 15 does not hit.
Okay, so gonna try to hit him. 20?
Okay, yeah, he's down.
He's down?
Yeah. Trust me, he was in single digits. I already know that means he's down with you.
Well, he takes 14 damage anyway, so. The other guy, 21.
Yep, that hit. All right.
11 and 4.
That's
Is he
15.
still up?
Okay.
Is he still up?
Yeah, he's still up.
Okay, I'm going to throw a divine smite in there.
Okay. All right.
7.
Extra 7. All right. Let's see. Okay.
What's a critical failure?
2 death saves.
Great.
Okay, so
Wait, are you fine?
he just went down 2.
Okay, but you didn't fail one already, right?
No.
No, I haven't. Not
Okay.
on this. I failed the one before. I failed the one when I went down the first time.
Okay.
This is the first one I failed on this second time.
Okay, that's fine. We don't have to panic. We're good.
Okay, so one of these guys got a natural 20. While you don't take that damage, you do still take the he still does double damage from his attack. So I'm just going to make this easier on myself and say that you take we're just going to call it 20 points of damage because I'm tired of doing math. And huh? Yeah,
Me?
yes, you do.
Fuck.
Are you down?
No.
Will you be down if you take 2 more?
2 more damage or 2 more hits?
2 more hits.
Possibly. But
Okay, because you just got hit for another 20.
That's it?
Yeah, 2 more guys hit you.
Okay.
And now it's your turn. Then be glad that other guy missed.
Okay. Okay, let me check something real quick. What do I do with this? As an action. It doesn't help me right now. So I'm gonna cure wounds myself at 4th level.
Okay.
Fuck you and your 1. Wait, seriously? That doesn't seem right for a 4th level cure wounds.
I don't know. So
Because it only rolled 1d8.
1d8 5, 1d8 5 plus 5. So you got 18 altogether.
Yeah, but that's plus my charisma.
Mm-hmm.
That can't be right because it's a d8 for every level, so it should be 4d8, right?
Just roll the appropriate d8, and we'll check the programming on that later.
I mean, if I'm wrong.
I don't know because I don't know your spell.
Because there's no way a 4th level. I mean,
Okay,
that looks better.
so you're up to 26 now.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's your action. Do you have a bonus action to use?
Alright, so
attack with spiritual weapon.
Okay.
24.
That'll hit.
Yeah, you should have gotten a further 2 more dice on that cure wounds. It only
That's what I
gave you.
thought.
What's the damage on your spiritual weapon too? Okay.
12.
All right. Do you need to roll some more on your healing?
Nope.
Okay. So you're hurt pretty bad right now, right?
I look like shit, even though I just healed myself.
Okay. Because
I'm
they are going to offer you one more opportunity to hand over everything you own and walk away.
How many's left?
2. Who are also
2?
hurt really bad. But they think that they're in
Okay.
better shape than you are.
I'm going to take 1 attack on each.
Okay. Only one of those will hit.
Okay, the one that doesn't hit, I'm going to use my channel divinity.
Okay. Which makes that a plus 10, so yeah, that'll hit.
Okay.
Okay.
So 11 and 5, so 11 plus 10, so 21.
21. Okay.
For the first one.
Yes.
Because it gives me the plus 10 and the plus 5. That's why I
Okay.
only gave him 1 channel divinity.
Yes.
And then 14 for the other guy.
Okay. All right. Well, they're both still up, but one is hurt much, much worse.
The one that was hurt really bad is getting the spiritual weapon.
Okay. Hit him with spiritual. Yeah, that hit.
For
Oh,
13.
just enough to take him down. So there's just one guy left now. So he's not happy, but he also missed you. So it's your turn again. And Michael, I am very sorry. I did see that.
Okay. Michael, that was what, 2 saves? I should bring him up, right?
Well, apparently he just missed his third save.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that he just failed his last save.
No, he didn't.
Okay. Knock off 300 gold worth of diamonds.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and that was your action?
I thought that was his second save. I'm a garbage person.
Nope, he made a first. That first one was a 1. So, all right. Do you have a bonus action?
spiritual weapon.
And that one hit. Okay.
10.
All right. He's
I'm
still up.
out of 3rd level spells at this point. Oh wait, no, I'm not. Yes,
Okay.
I am.
So, plus 8. Yeah, he does hit you twice. So take 20 damage. And then it's your turn if you're still up.
I'm still up because
Okay.
I was doing pretty good.
Okay.
I make sure Michael's breathing.
Yeah.
So that was the first time I used a spell like that.
Yeah. And
he
that's why he
gets
was able to
both-
hit you.
Fuck you.
Yeah. So let me do a fail for you. If you're wearing headgear, it slips over your eyes and you are blinded and must use your bonus action to reposition it. So if you wear a helmet, you lose your bonus action. Do you wear a helmet?
I mean, in fairness, my character picture, he doesn't have a helmet.
Okay, then I'll let you use your bonus action to hit him.
Okay. Okay.
And that was 9.
I was making sure because he has full plate, but I don't know if that counts with that.
Well, no, because a helmet is more. For the most part, helmets are considered to be slightly more decorative.
Okay.
If you make the claim that you don't, then you don't, because you've offered to take some hits, out of fairness. So I'll let you be fair. Michael, you are awake again, but you saw the light.
I mutter something about, wow, again. I stand up and then I just step beside.
I look like absolute garbage, by the way, just saying.
I step beside Trevor and I cast another freaking thunder wave on this person.
Okay. Roll.
Don't push him away from me. Oh wait, you only have 1 hit point with that, right?
Yeah.
The creature returns to life with 1 hit point.
Okay, so he takes
You got
33.
You got 1 hit point, I got 9. We're great. Out of 184.
And then as my bonus action, once again, I take another healing potion.
Okay. He took his attack, but he missed both of you.
Oh, good.
And he also got a critical fail, but because he missed the other attack, it didn't really affect him. But it's Trevor's turn.
I'm just taking 2 swings.
Okay, you hit him.
And my spiritual weapon.
Okay. Well, what's the damage on the first one? Okay, he's down.
I don't care. I'm taking both anyway.
You hack him into pieces.
So let's see. Total of 10, 22, 6, 36 points of damage.
Yeah, he's not coming back. For good measure, you took his head.
I did.
And then you took his arm to make sure that his zombie didn't have a weapon.
I'm gonna go sit on the tree.
Okay.
Ow.
Yeah,
Are
I'm
you
going
okay?
to search. I feel like crap, but I'm going to search their swords because something hits that hard. I want it for myself.
Here's a little bit of my last. Here's one of my cure wounds. You can have it. It's just for you.
All right. So, Michael, when you go over to take their stuff, you realize that these were drow, and they were using poison on their blades.
Why are drow out in the middle of the daylight?
They were wearing robes or hoods over their heads. And they are also in a wooded area.
Because the world's gone to shit.
I hope.
Gave me a massive headache.
If you want to do any sort of, I don't know if you have any magic to really identify these swords more so than the poison they had on them.
I do have detect magic.
Okay,
How many smites did I use? 3?
that sounds right.
Okay, so I have
So if you use detect
those.
magic, you can tell that there is some uh, necrotic fell magic on their swords.
I pick up one of the swords that has necrotic damage, that has necrotic magic around it,
Mm-hmm.
and then I search the body for the sheath,
Okay.
and I attach it onto my belt.
Okay. Let me figure out how to stat the sword out for you because, yeah, it was a short sword, so it does 1d6 damage, and you would also get to add 3d6 necrotic damage.
What is the short sword called?
This is called a shadow sword. And I will send you what it tells me about the short sword because you will have it for a bit of time, and I figured that means that you will sort of get a feel for what else is inside of it or how it has its magic.
I've just like found a spot by the tree and I'm just sitting there like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, that was a bad draw.
And I also kind of figure using a revivify spell like that for the first time probably takes what little energy he had left out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was. I would totally say that this is probably a point where you guys want to make camp for the night.
Mm-hmm.
I pull out my lute and I start playing it. I am keeping the shadow sword because, dear Lord, I do not want that falling into anybody's hand.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
keep one
So I start playing
in
as
my
as
bag.
we rest.
All right, then, Trevor, I will send you the same details about the sword once you've had it. I'm going to say, like, I think overnight you would get a feel for why this sword does what it does.
Okay. I think I know somebody that can make use of one of these. Oh, never mind. I don't want this.
I was wondering if you might say that.
I've no one.
Because,
I was. No.
yeah, the way I read
That's a
this,
horrible idea.
oh yeah, there's definitely a reason why these guys were as vicious as they were.
I was gonna give one to Tavi, but no, that's just a terrible idea.
Yeah, carrying around swords that are still have the essence of a demon that'll influence you, bad idea. At least from a paladin's perspective.
Yeah, no.
Maybe a
Bad.
bard doesn't
No.
care as much. I don't judge.
So after we've like settled for a minute, I'll just be like, we should get rid of these.
Yes, but we should get rid of them responsibly, not out in the middle of a field or a forest where somebody can pick them up again. These need to be destroyed.
I'll let you each do an Arcana check.
Yeah, I'm great at those. Yeah. There we
I'm
go.
even better.
Michael,
Literally. That's...
yeah, with a 22, you don't know exactly how to go about it, but you do understand that you can't just hit these with a hammer until they snap. It needs to be done by someone who knows how to properly release a shadow demon, back to its realm. Because if you just snap them, Well, either they'll stay in the sword, what's left of the sword, or they might just be released in your plane.
I mean, we know how to get the sigil. We can just take these and throw them into the abyss portal.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
Well, I mean, then it leaves a demon weapon for another demon to pick up. That never mind. That sounds like a terrible idea.
Why don't we just ask your patron how we can destroy these?
I mean, I can't just talk to her.
There's always the chance she might answer.
Maybe, but I mean, she's probably got a lot on her mind right now.
True.
And I have 9 hit points out of 184, so I'm gonna take a nap.
Okay, so you're going to set up camp here for the night?
Yeah, I'll set up Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion for us.
Okay. All right. Well, then you are able to pass the night safely, and you of course have plenty of food. And is there anything that you want to accomplish during the night? I don't really think there's much, but I thought I'd ask.
Does this place have a library? I can't remember.
From what I understand, it's. I don't think it generates books that you don't know. So I'm going to say that you don't really have a study guide.
Actually, wait. I still have that connection to that Fey spirit, to that Fey god that's learning everything out for my eyeballs, don't I?
It knows your story.
I just as part of my story, ask if it would like to have these swords.
Okay. I'm going to say, give me a wisdom check. You don't get any reply.
Oh, it was an attempt.
Mm-hmm. And a good one, but you sort of get the feeling that this connection is a one-way street.
We need a hand in the Christmas brew, do the massages in the great mansion, and I'll do that.
What? What just happened?
I don't know.
That's my brother-in-law. Do not pay attention to that.
Howdy ho.
No, South Park people, go away.
And the big bird.
Okay. I guess before bed I'll try and ask Azariel how to destroy a sword forged in the abyss or from the abyss.
Okay. I have said from the beginning that there is a praying mechanic for people who, don't have spells that allow them to do this. So make a wisdom check.
Yeah. Oh boy. Just a straight wisdom roll?
Yes, straight wisdom.
Oh god. Nope.
Yeah, you
I'm not up there yet.
Yeah. You get the feeling that Zariel probably has a lot of forms to fill out going back.
Yeah, she's busy.
Yeah,
she's got a lot
of paperwork.
To do.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll mentally apologize and go to bed.
Yeah, you don't get any anger back. You think that messages are probably going to hold right now.
Oh, they're going on her machine. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, once she's back, once she gets the backlog taken care of, gets out of HR, has to go through the remedial training. We do not become devils. That's like rule number 1.
You have to write this 4,000 times on the chalkboard.
I don't think they're that mean. You just gotta watch the training video again. You know, it's that one that everyone hates, but when you mess up enough times, they make you sit down and watch it.
What not to do in the angelic workplace. Volume 1.
Exactly.
Okay, I'll go to bed.
Okay. All right. Well, you're able to pass the night safely.
We'll get up. Go meet Michael.
Yeah, let's just get going. I hate having this thing. I don't want anybody else to get it. I want these things gone. Let's just go. Get out of here.
Okay.
Agreed.
I figure by this point you are. Well, I am on the wrong thing. So you're probably about part way up this continent right here.
Okay.
So, you can continue moving on. While they did come back for the bodies of their fallen, you can tell that they didn't stick around to risk you guys coming back. They just came back for what was left of their friends.
Is that tree still there?
Yes, but they didn't. It's just because they didn't touch it.
Let's move it out of the way before we go.
Okay.
I look for the mechanism to move it, and I try activating it.
It's really just set up so that you can, pull it like one or two normal people could pull it. You guys are magically strengthened, so one of you can pull it aside.
I will do so, glowering the entire time.
I would say it's even a fairly ingenious idea for what they do.
Mm-hmm.
It lets
we gotta give them credit. But
yeah.
Yes, I will give them credit. I will also say that they're bigger assholes than I am.
Well,
I don't know if I would go that far.
Remember, 7 out of 10 opted to run when you decided to be full-on asshole. Not saying that they're the greatest people in the world, but
we're pretty big assholes.
Yes, we are.
Okay, so you are ready to travel again, I assume? You take it only takes you a moment to move that item out of the way.
I summon my Pegasus.
Okay, I figured your Pegasus was already with you.
Yeah.
Just because that way you don't have to constantly...
We hang out.
Yeah, you don't have to always keep that spell, on your list. Well,
I only needed that to summon her first. After that, I can summon and dismiss her at will.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yes, that was no problem at all. Freya is back. And you may resume your travels.
How's Tiberius doing?
Oh, he probably went hunting at some point in the night. He's particularly content.
Okay.
So I will say that if you guys want to do another check on things,
God.
it's basically it's reset. You can it's a new day, and after that encounter, I'll let you go back to using what you're I'll let you start over. And
can I just help Michael and give him advantage instead of making my own rolls?
Okay, it's less fun, but I'll let you do that. So
I don't want to waste my only good skill, travel skill, I should say.
Well, now that just means that you get that for your day of travel, or for at least a few hours of travel. So nothing happens. Let me double check, but yeah, it's a quiet day. So you want to do a check for the next day?
All right, let's let's do a survival.
I'll do a perception this time.
Okay. All right.
It's not terrible. It's better than what
No,
I
it's
was
not
doing.
bad. And I've also got rolls that I'm doing to, help decide some of this. Okay. So, again, which method of travel are you using?
That's okay.
I'm flying.
Okay.
Okay. We'll fly today.
Okay. Let me just do it quick. Because I'm going to say that you are close enough now that you can start to see um, this village here. It wasn't a large village before everything happened, but before you can actually get within distance to be there, you do see incoming manticores. There are only
Incoming
4 of
what?
them, but they did spot you and they are heading your way. You just
Oh,
happened to. Trevor was able to see them in time that there's no sneak attack.
oh boy.
How far away are they still?
We're gonna say that they're far enough away that you can prepare an attack, but it's going to be. We're going to roll initiative if you don't get a sneak attack on them either because they know you're there.
Okay.
Well, if they're the reason why I'm asking is because if they're 120 feet away, I can still Eldritch Blast them.
Okay, but let me check their fly speed. Yeah, I'd say they're about 100 feet away. But I'm still going to
Yeah,
need you to. But I'm still going to need you to roll initiative because they're not defenseless. Okay.
Big old.
All right. So Michael actually gets to go first. There are 4 of them, and like I said, they spotted you, and they're definitely on their way.
Yeah, I am going to Eldritch Blast the leader.
Okay.
Let me just check. Let me just double check how many I actually get real fast.
Okay. I think it only goes up to like 3.
No, once we hit 17, I get 4.
I've
So right now I
never
got
played
3.
at that level before, so
We're only 3 levels away from that.
yeah.
I'm just focusing all 3 Eldritch Blasts on that thing.
Okay. So you shoot the first one and see. Yep, they all hit. So you do a grand total of 19 damage.
And I start flying to keep it at maximum range as well.
Oh, then you'll have to attempt to retreat because they are heading for you. And let's see, yours was. I'm going to say 2 will go before Trevor and 2 will go after Trevor because they have tail spikes and they can shoot those up to 200 feet.
Oh, crap.
Yeah. So they're going to aim for you. The first one's going to aim for you, Michael, but he gets a 19.
That does not hit.
Okay. That was 2 of his 3 attacks. Oh, no, he missed with that one. That was one guy. Second guy. It's going to hit you twice with a piercing attack. So you take 14. And Trevor, does a 21 hit you?
Yes.
Okay, you take 7 piercing. And the last guy will miss you. But it's your turn now. They're still about 100 feet away. They'll be 50 feet at the start of the next round, though.
I just need to check something. I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know what the range is on this. 120 feet. So they're within that range?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to guiding bolt one of them.
Okay. Yeah, that hit.
18?
Yes, that hit.
Okay, level 1, so 9 radiant damage.
Okay. I'm going to say that you hit the first one because
And
that's just easier.
And the next attack on that one has advantage.
Okay. And
I'm
Michael.
going to hold my position then.
Okay. Well, you don't want to fly towards them and speed up the actual melee encounter? Because, like I said, they're going to be 50 feet away at the start of the next round. That's still further than you can hit.
Fair. So I will spread my wings and get off my Pegasus and
Okay.
go meet them.
All right,
Because
Michael,
I don't want to
it
take
is
her into
your
direct.
turn. You have advantage on the first one.
I have advantage on the first one?
Only for one attack because of the guiding bolt. So the first attack against him has advantage. Okay, that hit. And that second hit one hit. Yep, you hit him 3 times. So
Didn't even need my advantage.
12.
Oh well.
Okay.
Yeah, I start flying up, and I use my bonus action for Bardic Inspiration on Trevor.
Okay.
Yay.
Let me see, because the first guy still doesn't like you. You're going to take 7 piercing from the first guy. 7 piercing from the second guy. Trevor, you're going to take 14.
Ow.
And what was your AC? 20 or 21?
20.
Okay, then you take another 7. And then it's your turn.
Okay.
They are 50 feet away from you now.
They're 50 feet away from me?
Yes.
I'll move up 25 and wait.
Okay. And Michael, it's your turn.
I'm going to use Eldritch Blast on that first one all over again.
Okay. That hit, and that hit. So 18.
I fly so that the sun is directly behind me now.
Okay. They can just reposition. I'm going to be honest with you. That you're not going to, I'm afraid that you can't quite get that tactical with it.
No, that's fine.
But they aim for you. That one missed. Oh, this one got a natural 20. So that's 14 piercing. And you're going to have internal bleeding. You take 1d6 damage at the beginning of your turn for 2 turns. So let me see what your damage is. You take 6 internal bleeding this time. And the others are going to aim for Trevor. One hits you for 7, and the other one hits you for 7. They don't fly closer to you, Trevor. They keep back about 30 feet. They're content just to shoot at you.
That's cute. I'm not.
It's your turn.
Charger, please.
Okay.
I can charge while flying, can't I?
Sure.
Okay.
I see no rule that says you can't.
Bonus action. Wait. Did I make? You can use a bonus action to do that. Okay, so I won't light my sword up yet then.
Okay, that hit, and that hit.
Okay. So so 14 plus 5, so 19 for the first attack.
Okay, you take out the first guy. He's
And
falling. And
the second one takes 15.
Okay. All right. And Michael, it is your turn. You take 5 bleeding damage, but then your internal bleeding will stop, and you may attack.
Yeah, I'm going to fly up higher as maximum as I can, and then I'm going to use
Eldritch Blast.
You should be able to take double back, I think. It's not a big city.
I'm going to keep within range of my Eldritch Blast. I'm going to use that on the one that Trevor just hit,
Okay.
and I'm going to pop a healing potion as well.
Okay. That missed. That hit.
No, wait. I still need to roll one more Eldritch
Yes.
Blast, but I've got 5 from the healing.
And that missed. So you do 4 points of force damage. And now there's only 3 guys to attack. But one of them got a natural 20 again. Sorry, Michael. You take 14. And you can't be pinned to the ground because you are in the air. So that one didn't do anything. Another guy's going to attack you. But yeah, that didn't hit. And that one missed. Trevor, it's your turn.
Okay. A bonus action to light up my sword.
Okay.
I can get up. Yeah. Right up.
That hit. And that hit.
So 16 and 6.
All right, 22. That's pretty big hit.
And 15 and 8. So 23.
Okay. Yeah, you just took a second one down. There are now only 2 left. So, Michael, it is your turn.
I'm going to use Eldritch Blast. No, wait. No, I'm not going to use Eldritch Blast. I'm going to use Healing Word. Level 4.
Okay. Do you have a bonus action? Or, no, that is a bonus action, isn't it? Healing Word is a...
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your action?
That is a bonus action, and yeah, I'm going to use as my normal action a healing potion.
Okay. So, let me do the guy who is attacking Trevor first because he is right next to you, but he's going to miss.
Yeah.
And the other 2 are going to keep shooting at Michael because he's been a bit of a pain. You're going to take 14 from 2 spikes.
Thank God I healed.
Yeah. It is now your turn. No, wait, it's Trevor's turn. My bad.
There's 2 of them by me?
There's one that is attacking you directly. The other 2 are shooting at Michael.
There were 5? I thought
No,
there were only
there was a
4.
total of 4. Sorry.
I thought I killed
Yeah,
2.
you're right. My bad. So there's
Okay.
one on you, and there's one shooting at him. So,
Okay, so I'm
Michael, give yourself back 7 health.
gonna move myself around so I can hit each of them once.
Okay.
16,
That hit.
23,
Okay.
and then 30.
Yeah, that
11.
hit. Okay. All right. Michael, it is your turn.
Yeah, I'm going to use Eldritch Blast on the one that Trevor's just hit.
Okay.
Trevor, don't forget that you do have Bardic Inspiration as well, so and that can be used as for damage.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Were you hitting the first one or the second one?
The one that Trevor just hit. So
Okay. All right. So
So
you
the
do
second one.
8 damage, but a critical fail.
Do you hit me with your Eldritch Blast?
Let's see. The spell produces a loud boom, which can be heard 300 feet in all directions. All creatures within 15 feet need to make a Constitution save. So Michael needs to make a con save on his own spell.
Is that everybody, or is that just Michael?
Just you, because
That's
he was
just
the
me.
only one.
Okay.
You are going to go deaf for 2 rounds.
Sorry, you're not within enough range of me to get my aura.
It's your
Yay.
turn, but you can't hear. Okay, that hit. Let me see what
I
your...
literally went from critical failure to critical success.
Going deaf pissed you off.
Okay, they didn't need to make a save, so that doesn't matter. Oh, wait a minute, actually, just keep this in mind. Until you take a short rest, your dexterity modifier has been reduced by 2. Actually, no, that would... Never mind, that would be for the guy who got hit. So I'll keep that in mind. So 15 damage on him. And was that just your first blast?
That was my third. So it was
Okay.
first one rolled 24 for 8 damage. Second one critical fail. Third one critical success.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Their turn. And Michael is... I mean, actually, Trevor is probably the bigger threat, but... nope, that's not going to hit. Let me see what his... the critical fail didn't really do much because they're using natural weapons. Oh, wait a minute, I forget. They get 3 attacks, not just 2. Yeah, they didn't hit. So, Michael, it is your turn, and you're still deaf.
Doesn't Trevor get to...
sorry. I don't know why I keep forgetting you. Trevor, it is your turn.
It's fine.
One is very badly hurt. One
I'm gonna
is
hit
still...
him.
Okay. Yeah, he's going to be
23.
dead. Yeah, he's dead.
Whatever 13 and 9 is.
Well, yeah, he had 7, so now his remains are falling to the ground.
And other one, 27.
Yeah, that'll hit.
16 and 6. 21? 22?
22, yes. Okay. Now it is Deaf Boy's turn.
Yeah, Deaf Boy's just going to be using because he can't actually hear himself to be able to heal. He's just going to keep doing Eldritch Blast.
Okay. Does that have a verbal component? I don't think so.
Let me check.
Let's say you're doing this. It is at a disadvantage for the ringing in your ears, so I'll modify it that way. That one hit.
Yay!
And that one missed. So you did a couple of points. And then there's the one guy left who is going to try to eat Trevor's face.
My face, I'm cute.
So you're going to take 7 piercing damage as he bites you on the face.
Damn it. Well, I already have enough scars on my face. Leave me alone. You said 7.
Yes. But now it's your turn, because he's the last one left.
Two hits, please.
Okay.
Fuck you and your one.
Okay, your fail is reroll this attack against an ally. Okay, no.
So do I hit myself?
No, it didn't say to hit yourself, so you got lucky on that one. And the 30 did hit, so you do 19 damage. Yeah, I'm going to say that was enough to burn off his wings, so he will be dead when he hits the ground.
Bye.
And now that you've accomplished that, it's just a couple of hours to the city. Do you want to head towards the city?
Yes, I want to head towards the city, and I want to immediately hit up an apothecary to see if they have any healing potions.
Okay.
I'm gonna use a couple of hit dice if I can.
Once you are able to take a short rest, you can. All right, this one,
Okay.
this
Okay,
is a little bit more damage than I thought it was, but I think it's a good representation of the town. It wasn't a big town to start with, but you were able to get there, and you can try to find an inn, or you can just take a short rest outside the town if you want to pop
Is it,
those healing die.
Michael just heads right on into the town to pick up to see if there's like a still open apothecary.
Okay. There is some function to the town. I mean, they are open enough, or like they have some guards walking around. So there's a semblance of civilization here. Just give me some perception rolls, please.
this is a refreshing change.
Okay.
You and your Donnie.
There's a couple of shops. Most people are tending to the crops or what appears to be. You see a pen for livestock. There's some cattle over on one side. On another side, this is going to be weird because there's like a fence that says keep out, and then about 30 feet in, there's another fence that has some odd looking trees growing in it. And you do see something walking around there, but it's sort of small and you're kind of far away.
Not gonna screw with that.
Yeah, but you do find some shops. I will say with that you can locate the an apothecary shop, and let me just see how many potions they actually have left. She has 6 regular healing potions she can sell you. Has to save some for the guards. It's sort of it's her form of tax.
I search around for a piece of chalk and then write down how much.
You can hear by now.
Oh, okay. How much?
I'm looking up the price of potions now.
I think a regular healing potion is like 100 gold or something.
Let's see. It would be a 1d6 plus 1 times 10. Where did I do my d6? So 35 gold for the regular.
Nice.
Yeah.
35 gold each?
Yes. And I will tell you about some other things that you notice with that 18. There is a platform that is being guarded, and it's about 20 feet off the ground, and it looks like there are people on top of the platform. But there are some other shops that are still up and functioning.
Well, he's potion shopping. I just want to explore around the town.
Okay.
I give her 140 gold coins, and then I just...
And then you what? Okay, I think we lost him again. All right, so you were looking around town, Trevor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything in particular that you were looking for?
Well, I'm guessing that I've never actually been in this city or town, whatever. So I'm curious.
Okay.
I'm curious about the pen. So if I can find like one of the guards, or
yeah,
if they're even willing to talk to people.
It's not overly guarded because the signs tend to say we are not responsible if you go past this fence, and that's the first fence.
Right.
So when you get closer to it, you remember seeing these guys in hell. Actually, they're called abyssal chickens.
Oh.
And that's why there's a sort of like a 30-foot fence between the two fences, or 30-foot space, because they don't have eyes. So if you want to find somebody to ask about them, they'll say, well, yes, anyone who feels like they want chicken is available. Actually, it's usually only specialized hunters that will go in and try to shoot some of them. But it's a form of food that kind of protects itself. Lady Highfell was somehow able to arrange to have them brought here. Most people are terrified of them, but it's food.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
True. Interesting.
Hmm.
So I see a couple of these statues too, Andy. Are those actually there?
They are like we're gonna say that yes, they are, but they are not the demonic looking things. They were just like
Okay.
statues that they were just sculptures that were there.
Okay. Alright, so while I'm just kind of wandering around too, not near the chickens, I'm gonna use my divine sense as I walk around.
Okay. Let me see. Well,
'Cause
first off, you do sense fiends from the chickens.
I figured from the chickens.
Yes. Um, and how far does that stretch?
It's 60 feet from me, and it lasts. How long is it?
I think it
It
lasts for a
says
pretty
as
good
an
while.
action. Until the end of my next turn.
Oh.
But I can keep using it and for 6 minutes? I don't know. It just says a number of times.
A
So
number of
it'd be
times
1
plus
plus
one. Yeah, 1 plus your charisma modifier. Okay, so let's say that you try to use it in a few strategic areas.
Yeah.
I think it's only
I'm
when you
most
can see, like,
okay.
I think if I remember correctly, and double check this if I'm wrong, like, it's only line of sight. So if they're behind a wall, you can't detect them.
As an action, you can awareness to such force. Use.
Or I might be thinking of a
Within the
different
same,
one. Yeah, anything not behind.
not behind cover. So
Okay.
yeah, as long as I can see it.
Okay. So
I'm mostly curious if this has been consecrated or desecrated.
it has not been desecrated or consecrated. It was just, again, you can kind of tell from looking at the chickens, they are probably a hazard to normal people. You are not a normal
Right.
person. They are a mild inconvenience to you. Well, 10 of them might be a problem, but even then, you're pretty sure you could wipe out the whole herd just by yourself.
Okay.
Because let me see how many there are at the moment. Yeah, there are 10 of them.
I was just curious.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was just
But
curious.
there's also a group of trees that look like they grow more of them. But if you want to, you want to go ahead and use this as you walk around town, or do you want to save it for times when you think it might be worth checking?
I feel like we'll use it like 2 or 3 times around like interesting looking spots.
Okay.
I'll let you judge what that might be.
Because while you're walking around, you can go by the nicest house in the town, which apparently has been a fair amount of recent work on it. That you probably guess belongs to the Highfells, as they are the apparent lords of this town. I'm going to say, let me see. Yeah. You're going to sense both a celestial and a fiend in the area. But you not it, I don't think you were able to perfectly narrow it down. Yeah, it just says you just okay. You know the
No, I can't
location.
figure out its identity. I just know it's there.
Yeah. Okay. So the celestial, you see the nobles walking around with guards. You sense the celestial somewhere in that area. The fiend is sort of above them, but you can't see.
Interesting. Interesting.
I have
Okay.
no mouth and I cannot scream.
I mean, if you're there, like I said, your hearing came back a while ago. That was just 2 rounds. So after a couple of minutes, the ringing went away.
I'm right beside Trevor again.
Okay.
don't do that.
I want to ask Trevor, was he with you? Because you said you let him go to the potion shop.
Yeah, I said he was doing that by himself. I was walking around while he was potion shopping.
Yeah.
So unless he found me randomly.
So you're going to need to do a perception to try to find Trevor. because we're letting.
Can I get that at advantage because he's kind of got a Pegasus with him.
That's fair. You can have it at advantage.
That is pretty fair.
Okay. So you.
I'm not trying to hide or anything.
Yeah, I didn't think you were, but I wanted to give you the opportunity to actually travel by yourself, because you guys are not tied at the hip unless you specifically say you are. Okay, so you do get to where Trevor is. We'll say that at this point, when you went by the manor, you two were together.
Okay. So yeah, you go, stop sneaking up on me.
But it's so much fun. Unless you want me to grab the rope and you can tie me together to you at the way.
Oh God, no.
But Trevor, unless you mention it, he has no
I
way
was
of
going
knowing.
to.
Okay.
I was going to.
All right. So
This house is weird.
let me
People are
just
weird.
see. Nope. They were apparently coming out of their house. So, Michael, you are able to see through the illusion. Apparently, the Raven King is in the entourage. Trevor, you didn't notice him because he's taking on the form of an old man. And above them is it looks sort of like an Aarakocra, but is invisible. Basically, there's
you
a
repeat that? You went dodge my end.
what? I couldn't hear any of that.
Could you repeat that? You went digital on my end.
Okay. The Raven King is walking under the illusion of an old man. Trevor, you would see the cloak. The cloak is always the same. Above them is a flying, looks like a raven Aarakocra, but large, sort of like let's say about the size of a dwarf. So I think that's about 4.5 feet tall. It does look familiar, but at the same time, it doesn't look familiar.
It's not Corvus, is it?
Michael would need to make some kind of roll to figure that out, because Corvus was about the size of a gnome.
Oh.
So this guy's a couple feet taller.
Is that history, arcana, or
I'm going to say this needs to be
perception?
I'm going to say this. Let's make this an investigation.
Okay. It's really sucking today. Could you repeat that again?
Investigation. Okay, you don't fully understand how, but you are 90% sure this is a taller version of Corvus.
This town is weird.
But he is absolutely invisible. Well, he could always be invisible, so that's normal. He kept that trait. But again, these people are surrounded by guards. And Trevor, here's the thing you notice. The style of uniform is from the regions of High Rook, which was controlled by Lord Atticus.
Interesting. What are they doing down here?
You can ask some of the locals.
Might just
Well,
do
I
that.
just step up to the group and I go.
The guards
"Sirs."
will prevent you from doing that. In fact, as soon as you try to come up close, the guards are going to surround and point weapons at you. You do
I
not
raise
have an
my hands
audience
up
with Lord
slowly.
Highville.
Sirs, just a moment of your time, please.
You have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior.
Make a persuasion at disadvantage.
Oh,
We do not speak to the Lord. The Lord and Lady do not speak to rabble. If you are here for work, we can point you in the right direction. Otherwise, go away.
I spread out my legs and look him in the eye. I'm not common rabble.
I'm
We
just
have-
standing in the background, just watching this.
But if there is need for me to make an appointment, would you happen to know the Lord and Lady's calendar so that I can?
They do not have time for the likes of you. If you are here for work, go that way.
It is not them that I wish to speak to. It's the elderly gentleman that accompanies them.
The counselor does not have time to speak to you either. Please go away. We are not impressed by bird folk.
I'm not a bird.
Then we can clip your wings and you can get a job.
I'm having a mental conversation with Freya as we're watching this.
I'm curious, what's the mental conversation?
It's like, is he always like this? Yeah, pretty much. What's gonna happen? Do we have to step in? Give him another couple minutes. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
I bid you adieu, good sirs.
What?
He walks away.
Yep. And as I walk away, I start strumming on my lute, and I use it to cast sending to the Raven King, going, "My, you're still busy, aren't you?"
Did you think you were my only game? Don't you have something more important to do?
And I use sending it once again. No, I kind of need a moment to talk, especially about the giant demon that's, well, the larger than average sized demon that's flying with you. He's much bigger than the last time that I saw him.
That is not my problem. Goodbye.
And as Michael's coming back, Trevor's saying loud, so usually when he does stuff like that, it's about this point where I have to step. Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
The kids are very interested in the winged horse. They don't stay around too long because every time they see the guards, they run off to get back to work. But every now and then, a kid sneaks over and asks to pet the winged horse.
If she doesn't mind,
No, I think she enjoys children.
I think so. Well, this place is weird.
I didn't actually fully hear the results of my one roll on seeing if that thing was Corvus.
Oh,
Was I pretty sure that is?
You're 90% sure that was Corvus, but he has had a growth spurt since last time you saw him. Or they just made a new Raven Devil, but he's the only one of his kind you've ever seen. But like I said, he's definitely grown. He would be considered a medium creature right now. And as you'll recall, the last time you saw him, he was outside of a building that exploded.
Corvus, is that you?
He does. Do you? Are you quiet with that, or are you very loud with that?
I can't hear anything. Why can I not hear anything when it's important?
I don't know, because that's just how. Did you shout that? Because Corvus would be far enough away that you would have to be loud to be heard.
Yeah, I not directly at them, but if he was looking our way, he definitely would recognize that I was saying it towards the group.
Okay, I will say that he does give you a very strange look. Like, you're how are you still alive type of look.
He's probably working.
But no, he doesn't come over to talk to you.
It explains the chickens.
Oh, yeah, working with the Raven King tends to have its benefits and drawbacks.
Well, no, I mean Corvus.
Yeah, I know.
Because, I mean, look at this place.
Yeah, but also look at who he's working with as well. They're pretty much working in cahoots.
Are they? Didn't look like it.
I'm sorry, the giant flying demon with the Raven King walking as the guy who's called the counselor and the advisor. That
Honestly,
doesn't
I'm
say
more
to you that
concerned of why they have. I'm more concerned why they look like people from where Atticus came from. Atticus. Because this is further south from there, isn't it, Andy?
Yes, this would actually be. I'm going to say that from what you understood of the war that was going on, this would have been around where some of the fighting was taking place. Now, I will say, because this is much easier to notice on the. Let me bring this back over to the world map, and I might have just hit the wrong button. Okay, no, I didn't take. All right, bring this back over to the world map. As you can see above here, there's a volcano. It is noticeable because it is spewing out ash. That means that a lot of this land up here, and then my computer decided to go to a website that I clicked on by mistake. Okay, so while I'm coming back to where I need to be, it's hard to live around an active volcano. So that might be one reason why, you know, people are in this town.
hey, at least we know Corvus is.
And we should just leave him alone.
Yeah, we should.
Until we have a reason not to.
Why abyssal chickens?
Well, I mean, it's a reliable source of food, and this place looks like it was pretty close to where the fighting could have been. So.
That explains the Duke's men. They could have
really.
avenged. If the Duke was taken out in the middle of the fighting, his men would have to disperse. They'd probably go towards wherever they could find work first.
Well, I mean, we don't know if he was taken out or not.
He's not one to really leave his men out anywhere where anyone else can use them.
I'm questioning that, but this also isn't a kingdom anymore. Depending who you ask, I guess. Well, let's find some place to rest. Unless you want to leave, but I'm curious about this place.
I think the faster that we get the hell out of here, the better. Just because I think something's going to happen.
Why part of me wants to stay.
All right.
It is getting into evening by now, so if you want to travel, you're going to risk traveling at night. And after traveling all day, you probably don't want to travel at night.
I mean, we did take out a couple manticores, so I mean.
Yeah, that's true. I still have, the holes in my side to prove it.
Yeah,
and
you should
I've got
probably
the ability
stop
to
yourself from bleeding. Maybe that's why I didn't want to talk to you.
He did look particularly, like a road-worn person who had covered in his own blood.
Yeah.
I'm assuming there's a bar, tavern, or somewhere around here.
Yes, there are definitely some nicer looking buildings, or I could pull up a different map. Actually, I'm going to do that. We're going to find a side of town that's a little less broken. Okay, so yes, we're gonna go with this one. You can find a place that does offer food and drink.
So yeah, we'll find some place.
Yeah.
To...
In fact, this one up here looks like it has. Uh, these are just the inside of buildings. So anyway, yeah, you're able to find a tavern, and the food is going to be a little bit more limited, and it's also probably a bit more expensive. But they can give you a. I'm going to say, Michael, that the problem with that is that this town doesn't have a lot to spare. So it's really
We're not getting anything for free.
yeah. Now normally
If
I
you
would
try,
I
I
would
just
let you
pay it.
I would let you attempt that, but most of the people that are here live here, and this isn't. There are a lot of travelers right now. So that's the only reason I'm pulling that card on you. Uh, or you can cast Magnificent Mansion and have your own food.
What do you say, Trevor?
I think you should save your spells.
Because basically they're telling you it's going to be 10 gold a plate for abyssal chicken and potatoes.
Trevor.
Why is this a big issue for you?
It's
This place
abyssal
could
chicken.
Oh, it actually, other than the very slight taste, it's actually tastes like chicken. A little fatty, but tastes like chicken.
We'll do that. I'll pay for that and whatever it is for 2 rooms.
Okay. I will say for 2 rooms, let's round that up to an even 100 gold.
Okay.
'Cause
I feel like I'm getting janked, but you know what? They probably need the money, so I'm okay with it. I have plenty.
okay. So you're able
While
to.
we're doing that, I just want to listen to the chatter and stuff, see if there's any gossip I can pick up on.
Okay. Give me a perception roll, or you can make it a charisma if you want to talk to people.
Ooh, persuasion?
I'm going to say that this is going to be charisma because you're striking up a conversation. You're not. It's going to be a little bit more obvious if you start pumping them for information.
Okay, I'm gonna get thrown out of the place.
I mean, you didn't actually insult anyone, but they prefer to talk to Trevor for some reason.
What's that? What is the die you gave me? Is it a D6 or a D8?
It would be gone by now.
Yeah, it
Oh,
wears
okay, well,
it wears
never mind.
off after like a minute.
Oh, well, that's
But
fine. 17's not bad.
Yeah, 17 is good. So like I said, somehow Michael sounds a little too highfalutin, I think. He tries to pass himself off as nobility maybe, but Trevor, you're a man of the people, so they are happy to talk to you.
I actually am too, though. So
Yes, that's what I mean. So they'll happily tell you it was a little after the sundering. Everybody seems to have a different term for it. But Lord and Lady Highfell brought in a contingent of troops when they saw that this was a still mostly standing city, or small village rather, and basically they offered the people the protection of their personal guard in exchange for, basically becoming the nobility of the city. As there wasn't much left of the actual and not highly trained town guard, they felt very compelled to let the armed soldiers move in and provide them with food and a few rule changes.
such as
Well, for one thing, everyone needs to work. If you're found slacking off, then you have to go and stand on top of the debate tower, as it is referred to. And but the guards have done a good job of, you know, preventing brigands and monsters from just rampaging through the town. They set up a toll booth for people who are coming from the Ashen Fields, which seems to be the term for the area surrounding the volcano. Uh, the rules are strict, but they also very recently provided the scary as hell abyssal chickens, but it's like I said, it's decent food. It's something they haven't had before, and it's it's bigger than a regular chicken, so it goes further. And the crops are taking a little while. They weren't totally wrecked, but winter is coming, so pretty soon the harvest season's going to be over, and most of them, they, as they would say before, they didn't really have this level of supervision, and they were a little bit more relaxed. But now, like I said, if you're caught slacking off, you have to go spend a day on the bait tower.
That explains the manticores we killed on the way here.
Oh, manticores, yeah, a few of them have been seen recently too. So they're
More or
grateful
less
that you
now.
got rid of them. That was definitely one of the reasons for the bait tower.
So if somebody slacks off, they go there as a punishment and possibly get eaten or
Yeah,
something by one of the monsters out there?
yes. There have been a few flying things. They can't always be sure what it is, but they are actually worried that the phoenix will come, because if the phoenix comes, they're pretty sure the whole town's just going to burst into flames. But it hasn't come this far south yet.
Is it usually up by the volcano?
Yes. But other things have been showing up, and things that are less normal. I mean, everybody's somewhat getting used to the occasional earth elemental that goes by, but most earth elementals don't really care about people.
Yeah, they're mostly harmless
Yeah.
unless you piss them off.
The basilisks that were eating the earth elementals seem to be getting stronger, but that's why they have guards.
Interesting. I'll pay for the person's next drink and go back to Michael.
Okay, that's just going to be a few silver.
Yeah. I'll share what I found out.
All right. So when shall we get?
Doesn't bother you in the slightest that they're punishing people by feeding them to monsters?
Oh yeah, it does. It really does. But we have an actual demigod here. I can't do much against that, if anything. I want to take this battle on, believe me, but I'm not going to be able to do much against the Raven King. And pushing his hand like this is going to cause him to actually act. We could probably take out Corvus. But I really don't want to have to do that to him. Well, no, wait.
Well, to be honest, I'm pretty sure Corvus is just another toy in the Raven King's whatever the hell he's doing.
Yes, he would be. But I wonder if the ritual would still work. But
It just seems like a bad idea.
Yeah. I mean, it's up to you. I want to go because I don't want us to have to deal with the fact that we're going to be intruding on a god's bit of the playing board.
We do that just by looking. You can try all he wants. This is not his. No matter what he says. He's welcome to think that way, but...
Alright, so what do you want to do then? Because this is going to be taking on an actual trained army.
Let's just get some sleep.
All right. Michael heads up to his room.
Okay.
I have another drink or two, and then I'll go up.
Okay. Did you want to try to talk to anybody else while you're there, or?
No, I'm just gonna listen.
Okay. Just give me a perception check then. Okay. Um, yeah, I'm going to say that you think most people are not very happy with the high fells. But again, like I said, it's the sort of thing where you went from a more or less rustic village is now suddenly, you know, has armed soldiers that are protecting it. So that's an obvious shift in things. Um, I'm going to say with that role, you do pick up a few rumors about the slightly like a week before the abyssal chickens showed up. They you do hear some conversation about a shop owner that runs a place called the Cat's Paw. The cat's most people stay out of the Cat's Paw. They don't even know how the shop is still there. That lady is weird, but she sometimes sells interesting things. So they think maybe travelers mostly went there. In fact, the again with a 23, I gotta give you something extra. Almost they never actually see the shop owner interact with anybody. She's always in her shop. That's the weirdest thing about her. What was the 15 for?
I was just doing that for myself.
Oh, okay.
For...
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm gonna go up and knock on Michael's door.
I open it very slowly and look out through the crack.
It's
Yes. Yes.
I can't sleep. I'm gonna go take a walk. If I'm not back in an hour.
I'll go with you. I put on my armor, use prestidigitation to remove the blood from my clothing,
Okay.
and go out with him.
Okay.
Was that one of those you just laid down and got comfortable?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm such an asshole.
I'm gonna say I can't really use the normal wear and tear of the road because the mansion gives you a feast every night and a comfortable place, but still there's something about being on your plane of existence that has a natural comfort to it. You know, the lumpy bed reminds you of when you were starting out. It's got that odd familiarity to it.
Like when I was camping out in the middle of a field after running away from everything in the world because orcs tried to kill me.
Yeah, it is just one of those it's how people remember, the old days before they actually made it to success. They reminisce about the bad days even though they would never return to it. So, that's how I like to imagine. He was like, "Yeah, this isn't comfortable, but it's familiar somehow." And drifting off and then okay.
Knock, knock, knock.
Yeah. So, where are you
Well, I
walking
mean,
to?
if it had been that 10, I was gonna go on my own.
Yeah.
So
It's
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, that was just me interjecting because I'm a bad DM. I like to talk. Where do you head off to?
I'm gonna see if I can find this shop.
Okay. Are you going to ask around? It's starting to get late enough that people are heading home. But if you want to ask around right quick,
Yeah.
okay. In that case, it'll be much easier. Yes, you do get pointed towards the Cat's Paw. It is
Cool.
a smaller shop. It has some, I guess you would say, like a little bit of an occult feel on the sign and everything, but it's still open.
Cool. I was curious. I heard some chatter about this. Might be up your alley. I'll walk in.
Okay.
I'll
There.
follow after.
Okay. So I will give the what you see. It's a cluttered shop. A lot of knickknacks of different varieties. Some of them definitely more gothic looking than others. The woman behind the counter, she's dressed sort of like a Morticia Adams, but with a veil over her face, which makes her a little bit hard to distinguish who she is. Except that Michael, you do see the furry hands behind the illusion.
Furry hands.
Yes, I'll let you make a perception. This true sight is ruining so many of my secrets now. Okay, she's definitely hiding who she is.
Good evening, ma'am.
Ah, new visitors. It has been quite a while since anyone new has stopped by. What can I offer you?
We were just curious about what sort of shop this is.
Oh, I sell oddities. I collect them. I trade them.
Oddities
what?
of what sort?
She points over. A few of the things you can see is there's a cloth puppet of an elf sorceress. There is a petrified songbird in a brass cage. That puppet might have moved when you turned away, but when you look back, maybe it didn't.
I hate puppets. Don't do that.
A marble figurine of a two-headed troll, a collection of different books, a couple of odd-looking weapons, and then there's an eye that's floating in some kind of a bottle of clear amber fluid. And that's just the things on the shelf next to you.
Is that a beholder eye?
Oh, no, no. I'm afraid I wasn't able to obtain one of those. They're usually much larger.
Depends on if they've manifested with only large eyes or small ones.
Usually
what
the
kind of eye?
stocks go to the wizards. They like to make wands out of them. I'm not exactly sure what that one was. I just like the color.
I mean, it is a nice color.
And the puppet, is that actually moving when I'm not looking at it? Because I can't really tell. It
I don't
looks
know
like
what
it's
you're talking about. It's just a puppet. You must have a very active imagination.
I think we'll just leave the creepy puppet right where it is.
Oh, you're hurting
No
her
offense.
feelings.
Sorry.
So
Someone
how
maybe
long?
settle down.
Sorry, you go first, Trevor.
I feel like we were asking the same question.
Yeah. So how long? How long have you been here?
Oh, it's been quite a while before the recent events. I don't really bother keeping track of time like some people do.
Can you tell us about the recent lords of the city?
Oh, Lord and Lady Highfell. Yes, they decided to offer their benevolent protection to everyone around here.
Doesn't seem like people were given much of a choice. I mean, you come in with armed guards around the what farmer's gonna say no?
That's definitely a fair assessment. But I'm in no real position to try and dissuade him from his course.
Him.
No, there's a lord and a lady. That usually
Fair enough.
implies a man and a wife. Although, if someone decided, I don't judge if someone wants to apply those titles in other ways.
That's fair.
Yeah, that was actually quite good.
So, is there anything besides that you could tell me about them, or just you
Make
just kind of
a
stick with yourself?
persuasion check.
Can I help? That way they get
Sure,
that way.
I'll let this one be an advantage. Well, it's not my place to gossip on someone now.
So that's fair.
What do you know about their companions?
She kind of gives you an odd look, but doesn't say anything.
I'm gonna kind of look around the shop and keep up the small talk.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of different things. Not all the books are in a language you understand. I'm sorry, I'm trying to flip through my notes at the same time because I know I had more, but uh, apparently, like I put together a whole sheet that was just all the creatures I was looking for a few minutes ago, but I'm missing some of my notes somewhere, so I'm trying to remember and make things up as I go. Is there something particular that you're looking for? I'm sure I've got some curio here that's calling to you.
I'm sure the shadow sword.
Oh,
I kind of need this thing destroyed, but I don't know how to.
oh, these are interesting.
Well, not as interesting as yourself, but
Oh, how kind of
each
you to
their own.
say, but I fear that you are far more interesting than I.
I am not as much a curio as you would think,
Hmm.
but it is flattering.
I would certainly like to add these to my collection. What would you like for
Into
them?
your well, so long as they're going into your own private stock and wouldn't be circulated around, because there's more than a bit about these that I don't like, and would feel morally obligated to not keep them in circulation. That's why I've asked yourself.
So
Oh, well.
probably trading them to a tradeswoman would be a bad idea. No offense.
Oh, none taken. But it would take something very special to pry these from my personal collection.
She's actually being honest with that, isn't she?
You can make an insight.
Yeah,
she's
I
being
see
very
that she's
honest.
being honest.
Yeah, I mean, 3 swords that possess the shadow demon spirits. Trevor, I would say with that, she's not just going to hand them out for a couple of coins. They're way too useful.
Fair enough. So in my search around here, do I find anything that would pique my interest?
Uh, Tell me what your interest would be, and I
Well,
can
like
try to
anything
narrow.
that would be like useful or anything like religion related, etc.
All right. Let's see. She'll tell you about different things, so I'm just going to give you like the some of the base descriptions. You
Okay.
do see a large gold coin. It's larger than normal currency, so it didn't really come from anywhere. Um, there is a worn-looking shroud. You're pretty sure that one of these is a desiccated finger. Maybe you don't want to ask too much about that.
I'm
Uh,
good.
there's a pair of boots, an urn that you probably don't want to touch. Actually, I'm going to recommend that you don't touch a lot of the things around here. There, to be fair, there's absolutely no signs that say no touching, but some instinct in you
Oh
says
shit!
don't
Oh wait,
touch.
no, I can't do that.
Yeah, you can do that.
I didn't use it all like I originally said I was going to. I didn't think
Zeldina, the shop owner, she's definitely a fiend. But nothing around here. I mean, maybe some of the smaller items are desecrated or consecrated respectfully, but it's it's very random. You can tell that there's almost no organization to how things come into her possession.
Okay. So there like any cool looking swords or anything like that?
There is one nice looking long sword, and there is this is an interesting one. It is it's more of a makeshift ramshackle club, but it's got nails sticking out of it.
Eh,
Yeah, and those are the
Interesting.
only two outright weapons that I have mentioned in my list.
Cool.
Oh, there's also a staff, but that's not really in your style.
Unless it turns into a sword, then no.
You can ask her about it.
Yeah, I'm curious.
All
I'll
right.
like base description.
Okay.
Just keeping up the friendly conversation.
Yeah. Is a golden staff, and she tells you that no, it does not turn into a sword. It it's more useful for those who practice the necromantic arts.
Understood.
I believe that one came into my possession from a traveler from the country beyond the mountains, Astar, I believe it was called.
I know a little about it.
Hmm.
Not much, but well, you certainly have an interesting shop. That's for sure.
I do
Odd
try.
place to settle down, but
Now, any place to settle down can be considered an odd place to settle down.
can't argue with that. Oh, what do you?
You
What
wouldn't
do you
happen
think,
to
Michael?
know. You wouldn't happen to know a good gift for a tiefling who, while she hungers for power, she does have a very sensitive side. Wouldn't happen to have anything that would appeal to
Oh,
that sort.
there are many things here that might interest such a person. She will point towards. I'm just going to go ahead and say it is a very long, looped up tongue from some creature. And she will tell you that this is the tongue from a lasher, and it can be used like a whip. And it's going to be slightly more powerful, so it's a +1 whip, but it also has a chance to paralyze someone. You know, someone who craves power might enjoy that sort of thing. Let's see.
I like to Trevor. Do you think Random might like that?
I mean, I don't personally think she should be given any more options to control people than what she already has. But
Well, I wasn't necessarily thinking that she would use it on anyone in a fight.
really,
If she likes, if she wants to try to obtain more magical power, I have some tomes that might come in handy.
Michael, if you're thinking of some other use for it, you are asking the wrong person.
No, I just wanted to see your tomes. What sort of tome?
There's quite a variety that she can point you towards. Like I said, they tend to be in different languages, and I've got an odd list here. So
I can read Infernal, Celestial, and Elvish. So
okay, let me go through a couple of them right quick because this could be a long list.
If there's any in Dwarven, I can read that.
All right. There is one here that she says this one will assist with a disguise kit. It's well, it's called the. Actually, the names don't matter because the names are randomly generated. But it is. It would give you a +1 to a disguise kit check if you used it along with it. And
Does use her disguise kit a lot.
there is one book that has a collection of spells that a wizard could learn. And
Were you trying to get Bugger to learn to learn Fireball?
I don't think Bugger's a wizard.
no, he is an artificer, which means that his study goes in a slightly different direction.
Gotcha.
There is another book that helps with using a poisoner's kit.
Does she use a poison kit?
She's. I'll have to talk with you about something later. There's some reasons why I won't give her.
And again, like I said, this could go on for a while, and we don't have too much more time. But if you can, there's some different spell books. There's some that would just give you. There's one that if you read it for long enough, you can gain immunity from exhaustion for 24 hours. And there's one that can give you immunity from being deafened for 2 days. But again, you have to read it over a certain amount of time.
No, that's fine. I think of her time. I do like to Trevor. Shall we give her the swords?
I'm not sure I like the off chance that she could be offered some worth them. Again, no offense.
Oh, none taken. I realize you're not particularly disposed to my kind.
Seem nice enough to me, but
Well, not so
for
many paladins
like that.
are so open-minded as yourself.
Oh,
I'm
that
not
explains
exactly-
her hands. Okay.
Not exactly.
And
an
she'll
average
remove
Catholic,
the veil and just let her disguise go altogether. She is an arcanolith.
Oh,
Or arcanoloth,
Yes,
sorry.
what?
Wrong word.
this is what, the fourth one we've met? They've all been very nice.
You know, I like this. You're quite cute.
Oh, well, thank you. You are not what I would expect out of someone with so much divine essence embedded into you.
You have no idea.
I've got a bit of a bad streak, but
Don't we all?
exactly. But thank you. I want to say lesser demon, but I don't know what status he's at now, that's been traveling around with the Raven King and his lord and ladyship. You wouldn't happen to know if his name was formerly Corvus, would
I'm not sure who the Raven King is, but I also can't just go around giving away information of such value about our prestigious lord of the land.
Would you accept a trade?
Naturally.
I'll pull out I'll pull out the shadow blade that she.
She'll take it if you offer it.
I do.
Okay.
I'll give the other one.
Yes, Lord Highfell is, how should I say this? A rather superstitious person, although he does seem to have recently become a rather religious one also. So he came to me seeking uh, fortune telling advice more than anything. That's not exactly what I do, but he's an idiot, so who cares? When he wanted a way to help support the kind people here under his governorship, I was able to assist a trade of sorts with a powerful individual I know. The creature that you call Corvus was a part of that. He's sort of an intermediary, and he assisted in arranging for the abyssal chickens to be set up.
I love it when I'm right.
You know, Corvus always did have a very nice sense of humor. Bit twisted.
Well, they are actually, as long as they obtain some of the demon ichor to water the plants, I guess you would say, which I believe is a part of the ongoing deal. They are, well, people seem to be enjoying the chicken, as long as they don't have to hunt the chicken. But that's what soldiers are for.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe this place business.
Did you give her all three swords, or did you just give her one?
I thought we only had the two. Because I gave her mine.
Okay, just checking. So you still have
We've
one.
still got one.
Okay.
We still. Thank you very much for your time and for such wonderful conversation. And
if you wish to, if you wish to take a look at my stock any other time, I'm always here.
yes, or I might just drop by just to give you a bit of chat and have a cup of tea with you.
Oh, well, that would be pleasant also.
Yes. You take care. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I think we're going to head off and back to our rooms now.
Okay.
Yep.
And as you leave the building, Corvus is actually waiting on the roof of the building across the road. He will become visible once you're out and no one else is on the street. And he just kind of stares at you. I have so many questions right now. How did you survive? What in the name of the abyss happened to you? Those are actually the only two questions.
I have the same questions for you. How the hell did you survive?
I asked first.
I mean, I guess that's fair. Michael?
I can't hear any. I couldn't hear anything.
Okay, Corvus asked, how did you survive and what in the name of the abyss happened to you? Specifically you.
I just spread out my wings and just opened my eyes wide at him. This kind of happened.
Okay, that's creepy.
Yeah, that really is. I might be able to help you out with some of that. No promises.
Almost as creepy as that doll.
I'm fine. How the hell did you manage to survive? I seriously thought that you were long gone.
Well, you haven't answered my question. How did you survive?
We're inside.
We were inside, therefore we were protected from everything that happened outside because...
So this was just an attempt to kill me. I thought we were friends.
It was not an attempt to kill you. Dear Lord, I didn't know that the building would blow up at all.
And in all these years, you haven't tried to reach out to me?
I seriously thought that you were gone. I didn't even realize that the ritual would work. We come out, and everything is flattened.
And the mountain is gone.
Well, I know what's gone in hell. I was there. I witnessed it firsthand.
literally. We don't know no idea, honestly. We found the sword, tower exploded, mountain gone. That's what happened.
Yeah. And then took said sword, gave it back to
Yes, I am well aware of what happened afterwards. Again, I was there.
but I'm so glad that you're alive.
Well, it's been 2 years and you didn't even check to see if I was alive, so I find that a little hard to believe.
I'm
It's been like
sorry,
2
kind of
weeks.
coming.
It's been 2 weeks for you?
Yeah, it's only been 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. All right, so it's been 2 weeks and you haven't even bothered to check to see if I was alive?
Hey, I don't know how to contact you, dude, and I don't even think I'm allowed to, so right now, so.
Once again, my last memory of you was where you were outside the area, where you were outside of the building, waiting for us, and then there was
Poof.
nothing.
So when your friends, and he is doing the air quotes, explode, you just go on about your day. Man, I
No,
knew
actually
you would
checked
make a
the
great
area.
devil. You are very practical.
I actually used sending to try and send you a message. It didn't come back.
Okay,
Maybe.
he did try to do that, in fairness.
Did it ever occur to you that I had been blown up and wasn't conscious? But nope, you don't see anybody. You just walk on. I tell you,
Well, I mean,
Bell
kind of at
is.
that point, kind of at that point, we kind of had other matters to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of had a time limit. I'm sure Bell's pissed off, but he's probably back on the throne by now. But
Why would he be mad? I mean, there is still, I'm not going to get into that, but I don't think I never heard about him trying to find you guys.
oh well, good, because we never actually had a legitimate contract with him anyway. So.
No, yeah, he just wanted to get rid of Zariel.
Mhm. And she's back where she belongs.
Yeah, I don't know why you thought that there was something more sinister going on there.
I mean,
He
well,
probably would have been more annoyed if he came back.
fair point. So we'll just move on from that, and we just won't talk about it anymore.
Well, okay.
Michael actually does give Chorus a hug, though.
Well, he's up on a building. He didn't come down to you.
He gives you an
I
air
will
hug.
fly up to him and give him a hug.
Okay, well, when you try that, he reacts defensively.
Don't
So
touch me!
he starts to dodge, but he also, you only notice it because there's suddenly 2 of him, but one's clearly an illusionary, is an illusion. The other one is invisible. So from Trevor's perspective, nothing
That's how I see
changed.
Corvus.
Yeah, but
No touchy, no touch.
Yeah. Like, look, I don't know what you classify as anymore, but still, it's been a while and you left me to die, so we're not on great terms right now.
I didn't leave you to die. I actually thought that you were like dust in the wind, gone
That
forever.
doesn't make it any better.
But he did try to contact you. But also, Corvus, in fairness, it is Michael.
Yes, he would have made an excellent devil. He really doesn't care about anything but his immediate goal. Okay, maybe he'd be a better demon. He has no sense of decorum, does not care about what anybody has actually told him to do repeatedly. Is he still dunking his head in random water?
I hope not.
No.
Well, good seeing you.
For the record, it is good to see you alive. Just don't let me see you in action.
Not a problem. But hey, you're not dead. That's cool.
Just as a question, why are you traveling around with the Raven King?
The who?
The old
The
guy.
old guy with the feather cloak.
Oh yeah, I like the cloak. That's pretty nice.
Dude. Can you tell exactly what he is?
I'm
We don't even
double-checking
know
what
what he
he's
is.
capable of. Hey, he's an old wizard. What's the big deal?
No. He's not a wizard.
He's a something.
Well, he knows a lot and he casts spells. That sounds like a wizard.
You remember that guy that we pinned in the middle of a room? Or were you even there for
yeah,
that?
that was interesting. That's when you started the whole war. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. That guy that we had in that room is that wizard.
Ah,
It's a spell that he's disguising himself.
okay. That's interesting.
I mean, Michael, aren't we kind of working for him right now?
Yeah, we
That's
are.
why we're going to the swamp.
It's just kind of interesting that Corvus is flying around with him.
I feel.
I mean, come on, it is kind of interesting.
Well, no, not really, because, he's following around Lord What's-His-Nuts.
Advising.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of helped hook him up with the abyssal chickens, and then I'm just stuck around.
Is there any way, I don't think you'll tell me, but is there anything else going on here, or is it just the chickens? Did he promise you his soul or something?
Make a persuasion check.
Can he get advantage for me helping?
No, you're not getting disadvantage because it's you guys.
Persuasion?
Yes.
Oh!
Look, I'm not really at liberty to tell. I was just a delivery guy in this. The actual, a lot of this went through my boss.
Corvus, in fairness, we're not going to stop anything right now. We literally have something more important to be doing. I'm just curious.
No, I mean, I was really just a delivery guy. I brought him a few trees and helped him figure out how to, keep them from dying, which, to be in all fairness, those things are like a plague. Well, at least for us, they were a plague. Here, they apparently are a food source. Which, yeah, they taste decent. But I didn't have too much to do with the actual deal in that case. I just got to come
Fair
along.
enough. Fair enough. Well, good to see you still kicking.
And you too. If you ever need anything, I've
won't miss
I've got
you.
some new deals I can offer, and they don't even take your whole soul, just a part of it.
Yeah, my soul's kind of somewhere else at the moment.
Hey, it's still technically yours to offer.
Well, it's dedicated to somebody else, so I mean.
Like I said, I'm not
it's
even.
spoken for.
We're trying out something new. I only need like a piece of the soul, although you don't get as much in return. I'm not going to offer you like unlimited power for a part of your soul, but we're trying out some new deals. So,
Corvus, it's me. Do you even want a part of my soul coming around with how much create?
yes, I will take it. If you want a deal, we can talk. We can work something out. I'm able to offer some really good power. Do you want to live forever? I can make that happen. Okay.
I'm pretty sure Michael
If a
doesn't
rock
want to make
falls
a
on
deal,
your-
though, right?
If a rock falls on your head, you're still dead, but I can stop you from aging. I'm guessing that we lost him again. I tell you, every time we say something interesting, he drops off. Okay, so Michael apparently gets a blank look on his face. He looks at you, Trevor. Just think about it. You can be around for hundreds of years serving. No, we cannot hear you, Michael.
No.
You can.
Right.
You can. Okay, now I
Oh,
can
there
hear
we go.
you.
Yeah.
All right. Did you
There we
hear
go.
anything of what Corvus said?
After I said, can you, with the amount of chaos that I think, do you even want a portion of my soul hanging
Yes,
around?
he does.
I heard you. Oh dear.
It's his
Lord.
soul.
He can
Of course
stop
he
you
wants
from
it.
aging. He can offer you some different things.
Corvus, I'm trying to keep you alive as much as I possibly can.
I'm not. Hey, I'm just making you. I'm making you an offer. That's all.
It's
I have-
flattering. It's flattering, but at the same time, any sort of offering for my soul is just going to be bad for a bad faith bargain on my part, because you know that it's going to bring any sort of
Well,
destructive.
in that case, you
capability.
should be offering me 2 portions of your soul for one of these trades. That would make up for it.
I feel like Michael's soul is best where it is.
Yeah, so do I, because I like you. I do not want something destroying you because you've got a piece of me around you.
Well, I'm not going to keep it on me. I'm going to send it back.
To
Wait,
what?
what?
Do you think I just stick them in a bottle and keep them on me? That'd be really irresponsible.
Maybe you 3 used ago. But not this current one.
I have learned a lot since then. But no, I
That's
don't
my point.
keep them on me personally. Even if I made a deal for someone's soul, they still get to keep it. My mark's just on them. In this case, I would be, if you only trade a part of your soul, I would take receipt right away. But you
Same
would
day
barely notice. Like I say, it's a different trade-off. You get to keep most of your soul, and you get good power.
I'll think about it. I'll sleep on it. But it's still good to see you again.
Well,
Try not to get into too much trouble here.
I'm doing very well, thank you very much. But hey, if you decide, let me know. Won't promise I'll be here. I might be moving on. Doing some good work though. But hey, you guys, you're not dead. That's interesting. Very cool.
Take care.
What were the odds on us dying, and how much did you have on them?
Well, I almost died, so I just assumed you were already dead.
Fair enough. You can sort of see why we would have thought you were dead, though, as well.
Same way of thinking.
Hey, do you know what the difference between us is? I didn't have the ability to come back and check on you. Just pointing that out. But okay. Get back to me on that whole soul thing.
I'm sure
We might
won't.
be able to work something out where we can get rid of that whole thing you got going on.
I kind of like this thing I got going on.
We could upgrade it.
Oh, boy.
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm fine with the model that I have. I don't need a new one.
I just grab one of Michael's wings and just be like, okay, good night, Corvus. Thank you.
Farewell.
Ow, 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 ow.
And you can make your way back to your room unless there's anything else you want to do tonight.
No.
Okay. I think this would be a decent place to go ahead and call it then. Because if we have enough people next time, we will continue on with the mission, or you guys can hang out around here. But we'll go ahead and close up shop. Hope everyone has a good couple of weeks, because we will not be playing next week on Kyle's game. If you're watching the Super Bowl, enjoy. If you're watching something else, enjoy. Farewell.